Hi guys, welcome to my new channel on YouTube. So my name is B, and this is my first time ever doing this or anything on YouTube, so I'm a little nervous. Okay, so some fun facts about me. I live in Portugal, which is a country in Europe, south of Europe, if you don't know. I'm 22 years old, and reading is one of my favorite hobbies of all time. I also love traveling, and I love taking my books with me whenever I travel, which it's been more frequent than it used to be. So, but I also love watching videos on YouTube about book reviews, book recommendations, anything that has to do with books. I love watching it. So I thought the best way to put my hobby to work would be to create a book channel. And I thought that the best way to start would be to do a newbie tag video. So let's start. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? Okay, so obviously the main reason is that I want to talk about books. I love talking about books. I love giving opinions. I love hearing opinions. And I felt like this would be a good space to do that. I feel like starting this YouTube channel might get me to meet like people with other tastes, other favorite genres. So yeah, I felt like I would have a good time, especially because I love talking, and I love talking to other people about books. So let's see what comes out of this, I guess. What are some fun and unique things that you can bring to YouTube? Okay, so this is a little bit harder because the book community is growing so fast and so large on YouTube, on TikTok, especially on TikTok, that I feel like so many people have like their unique things about them. Some parts of this community can be so toxic at times, and I don't want that at all. I want to be able to create a safe space for people to want to be able to talk to about the books that they like, about the books that they don't like, and be respectful about it so we can all find new books to talk about, even if we don't agree about everything, and that you that you're watching find this a safe place where you can grab a snack or grab a drink and just hear me talk, which I love to talk. So be ready because these might be long videos. The next question is, what are you most excited about for your channel? Um, I guess it's mostly finding new books. Bruh. Finding other people that maybe will give me recommendations, good opinions about books that they might think that I will like. So I feel like that's one of the reasons, finding a community where we can talk about new books and I can find new books, because I feel like nowadays, I'm looking at my shelf, sorry, but I feel like nowadays there are so many books being published so quick, so fast, we don't even get like a breather. And I feel like most of them are not that well written, maybe not well planned, because people just want to publish and publish and publish. And I get that, but I also feel like sometimes those books are not edited, they're not reviewed before publishing, and sometimes we get so many. It's like fast fashion, but it's with fast books. We get so many books that not all of them are being like good, and I miss having a book that really grabs me and really like makes me dive into it. I haven't read a lot of books like that lately. So yeah, I guess that's one of the things I'm most excited about, is finding more books to read and finding people that also love reading the same things that I like to read. So, okay, the next question is, why do you love reading? I Okay, I think this is an easy answer. I think I like reading because I like escapism. I feel like a lot of people that read books or watch shows or watch movies can kind of relate to this. I feel like the real world sometimes is too real, and yes, this is very cliche to say. I feel like books can make you get drowned in them. They captivate you so much that you can just lose yourself in a book and you can lose yourself in a story. Books can just make you forget reality for a second, and sometimes that feels so easy to do, to lift weights off your shoulder where you're reading and that's all you're doing and that's all you need to do, that you can forget about the real world and forget about the problems that you might have. Or honestly, sometimes you might not even have that bad of a life and you just want to move to different worlds because you cannot travel or you cannot escape from the reality that you have, that you want to find new things and exciting things. And I feel like books most of the times kind of create that space for people. So yeah, that's why I love reading, because I get attached to characters and I get attached to books, and I love getting attached. What book series got you into reading? So this is a little harder because when I was a kid I used to read what's it called? It's not The Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It's the other one, the girly one. The girly one. What is it called? Found it. It's called The Dork Diaries by Rachel Renee Russell. I used to read those books when I was really young, and I also used to read what is it about the hamster rat? Geronimo Stilton. Something like that. And I used to read those books for kids when I was really young. And then I stopped reading about the age of like 11. And then I didn't pick up reading until I was 17 again. So that was like 6 to 7 years where I didn't read books. And what got me into books is very controversial right now because of said author of those books. But honestly, Harry Potter really got me into reading because I watched the movies for the first time when it was I think a year before COVID, so I must have been like 19 or 18. Yeah, I watched the movies and I got so obsessed with them that I started, things started like showing up on my social media, Instagram, whatever, that I would read about it, but it would be about original scenes in the books and how different the characters were in the books. And I was so captivated by the scenes and these characters that were not shown in the movies that I asked for my mom it's right there. There they are. I asked my mom for them for my birthday, and I just got absolutely obsessed. So honestly, it was really, and they kind of paved the way for my love of reading because it was also, I mostly love YA, like young adult fantasy. So they made that happen. It was Harry Potter. I feel like this is such a basic answer, but really, they're good books. We don't talk about the author, but they're really good books. And then it was kind of, I followed the same thing with Percy Jackson. Wait, they are, I don't know if you can see them, but they're right there. I haven't read this one, but the original Percy Jackson books are there. And it happened the same thing. So I watched Harry Potter movies and I saw how different they were, that I asked for Harry Potter. I read the entirety of Harry Potter and then I asked for Percy Jackson. But those ones I bought myself. I didn't ask for my birthday or Christmas, I think. So yeah, I would say those were the founding fathers of my obsession with reading. Where do I read? Okay, so if we're talking about like physical places, I normally read at home. But then again, I feel like sometimes I get so distracted at home with social media that I think I can say strongly that I read mostly on trains, because I take a lot of trains or buses to go to work and to go to college. So honestly, I feel like I read the most on public transportation. But also I read a lot of physical books and I read a lot on my Kindle. This past year I read way more on my Kindle, but I also got it on Christmas of 2023. So this past year of 2024 I've read mostly on my Kindle, but I do read a lot of physical books too. I have these big 2 shelves, and I also have 2 more shelves in here. Okay, so the next and last question is, what kind of books do you read? Okay, so I would I would like to say that I'm a very diverse person when it comes to reading, but I'm not. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I love YA, sci-fi, fantasy. That is what I love. That is my comfort. That is what gets me. But always with the subplot of romance. I don't like romance books with where the like romance fantasy or fantasy romance. I don't know what it is, but I don't particularly enjoy when romance it's all there is in the book. I like a plot. I like drama. I like conflicts. I like that, but it does have to have a subplot of romance. If it doesn't have romance, I will most likely not read it. You know how those, I'm not gonna shame, but you know how those people that are like, oh, does it have smut? I don't read it if it doesn't have smut.
Bruh.
I'm like, does it have romance? If it doesn't, I don't read it. And I'm not specifically saying smut, just pure yearning and longing and just slow burns. It has to have romance. But I also like mystery, and I also read, yeah, I have mystery here somewhere. Oh yeah, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I think this one is also about, I don't know if this is about murder or finding things, but I also really like mystery. And whew, okay, let's calm down when I say this. Dark romance. I don't mean, and when I say dark romance, I mean the OG dark romance, which means the guys used to be gray characters, morally gray characters, as in they were villains, but not villains, but they were villains. So I mean mafia. I mean those type of books where the guy was bad, but not to the female main character. I mean bad to the rest of the world. I feel like nowadays dark romance means toxic, violent relationships. Normally with the male main character doing toxic things or bad things or violent things to the female main character. And that's not, no, that's not what I like. I like when he's mean to everyone but her. But it's honestly one of the things I read the least would be dark romance. I generally only read dark romance when I feel a little bit tired of the complex world building that I read in fantasy and sci-fi. I also love fairy tale retellings. So Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, Snow White. I love Disney, and I love the princesses fairy tales. Those are the books that I love reading, and I guess this is it. We're done with the questions. What else can I tell you about me? Oh, well, okay, so I can tell you about my first read of the year, end of the month. It's this one. It's A Curse for True Love. I was actually thinking of doing a video about all the books that I read in 2020, but I might have to divide those videos in two because I was thinking about posting once a week. I'm a procrastinator. Is that how you say? Yes, it is. So I read slow. Don't expect much videos. I think once a week is good, taking into consideration that I work and that I have college. So if I'm not as frequent as I would like to be, because I would like to be, I apologize, and just have a little patience with me, please. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. So if you like the video and you want to see more, please like and subscribe, and maybe you can comment some recommendations, book recommendations, that based on the things that I've told you that you believe I might like. Okay, so these are my book socials. I have Goodreads and I have Fable. So yeah, go follow me there for more specific comments because I do get into the nitty and gritty on my book reviews on those apps. So yeah, that's all for today and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.